Assalamu alaikum, good evening, and welcome to 3G Preview with me, Zahin. Tonight's show, we have a bunch of guys who are standing for Young Mayor. Okay, tonight's show, we want to talk about the Young Mayor elections and how these guys can contribute to the community tonight. As you guys know, 3G Preview is a build-up show to Chandler's 10th anniversary blockbuster show brought to you by me called 3G Boss. 3G Boss is like the BBC Apprentice, but the show is different in many elements. And what we do for the preview show is to bring successful young people to talk about what they do and how they can influence in the broader world today. Without further delay, we'll begin the show and we'll start interviewing our guests and speaking to them. Many of you guys know the Young Mayor schemes happening across the country and across different boroughs. And today we'll be reflecting upon the Young Mayor election that's happening in a few weeks' time in Tower Hamlets. We have some candidates from the election, prosperous to become the Young Mayor, and of course they're very keen to show why they should be. So you guys watching at home tonight, do call us on 0208 523 4111 to ask your questions to them, or you can tweet us at hashtag 3GPreview. So without delay, let's start. So from my right, let's begin. Your name and why you're standing for Young Mayor.
Hi, my name is Monsa Ali. I currently go Mopa School, and that's in Bethnal Green. I live in Bethnal Green too. And well, while I'm running for Young Mayor, I believe that I can make a big change in the community because I've lived here for the whole of my life, and I believe that it can be changed for the better. Well, as Young Mayor, I have 3 pledges that I will accomplish if elected. My first pledge would be to help put the unity in our community. So I will accomplish this by making sure that there's more youth events and youth activities for the youth. So this could be fundraising activities and even international residentials to help make sure that young people have a lot of things to do instead of things like crime and things like that. My second pledge, if elected as the Young Mayor, I'll be making sure that young people have careers advisors. So because I believe that young people don't really have an insight into their future and about what they want to do. So that's why I believe that young people should have careers advisors for the future. And my third pledge, as if elected as the Young Mayor, I will be creating a website where young people can find work experience and work placements. Because I believe that young people don't really have the confidence to go up to places. So just say like a bank. Personally, I find it really difficult.
Second guest, your name and your manifesto.
My name's Zahor, and I want to stand for Young Mayor of Tower Hamlets because I believe that my points are different. Therefore, I'll actually be able to make a difference. My first point is to make Tower Hamlets a more active place. I mean, young people are stereotyped as not being productive, but the truth is we just don't have enough to do. So I want more programs, more competitions, more things for young people to do. My second pledge is to make Tower Hamlets a more healthier place. So I want more accessible gyms for young people because it's unreal how many people have told me that they'd love to go to the gym, but it's either too expensive or they're too young. So I want to make gyms more accessible for young people. I also want to focus, as well as physical health, I also want to focus on mental health. I mean, 1 in 4 people suffer from a mental health issue every year. That's just per year. So I feel as if there should be better school counsellors, more focus and awareness on mental health. And thirdly, my third point is to make Tower Hamlets a more diverse place. So I want to have a showcase cultural unity fair. So food from all around the world, performances, just to showcase everyone's backgrounds.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, my name is Diane San and I'm from George Green School. And I'm running for Young Mayor because I think that is a great platform to just further what I'm currently doing right now. So at the moment, I'm participating in lots of volunteering. I host lots of events and things like that. And doing the Young Mayor will give me a platform to just broaden up what I've already been doing. And I think I want to be the Young Mayor because I think that young people are really powerful. And I think that people overlook the talent that they can do. And I want to create a platform for young people to really express what they can do, and I can discuss my manifesto points later.
Great.
Good evening, assalamu alaikum. My name is Hannah Hind and I'm running for Young Mayor. If I was elected over the 2 years, my 3 main priorities is 1, support. Oh my God, I forgot.
If you got your own manifesto.
I'm joking. It's to recognise hardworking young people in Tower Hamlets and award them. It's to offer more career guidance for you, the young people, and offer more education support as you, the young people, helping you go far in life and achieve your goals.
Great. What school are you from, Anna?
I'm from Cambridge Chief Sixth Form.
Cambridge Sixth Form. Great. Callers and viewers watching at home, you guys can call today on our show on 0208 523 4111 and ask these guys your questions. You can also tweet us at #3GPreview. The Young Mayor election is a great way of expressing democracy, and I think it should be promoted and it should be advocated in our community. I was going to ask you, Monzo, quickly. Sports is very important, and as Zoe said, she wants to give more chances for people to access gyms in Tower Hamlets. I believe you do a lot of sports.
I
for the research I did. Tell us more about what you would do for sports if you became young mayor.
Well, to tell the truth, that I'm really a big fan of football. So I'll mainly be focusing on that sort of aspect of the area. I believe that specifically girls, they don't really get involved in football as much, and that's why I believe that they should be getting involved in a sport that's played over the whole world. It's probably the most popular sport in the world. So I believe that like getting a lot of people involved in this, it will help them bond a lot, and it will help, well, as I said, put the unity in our community. And I believe that through sport, a lot of people can bond too, and it helps build a lot of team building skills. It helps create a lot of confidence in themselves, and anything that happens just here on the pitch, it doesn't really like affect anyone off the pitch as well. So I believe that that's really important for young people.
Great. So did you guys know each other before you guys ran for young mayor?
Nope.
So you guys, it's like, because the way I'm looking at you guys look like you got a good bunch of friends and you guys knew each other for a very long time.
It's been mainly because we had an initiation process before that, before we became the candidates, because there was more candidates before, but we were shortened down to the last 15, and that's why we're also close friends, because
we've lived together.
So you think this, even if one of you guys don't win the young mayor election, these guys will connect you guys, and whoever wins, you guys can contribute to helping them make Tower Hamlets a better place.
We've all joined the youth council already.
Wow,
so
I think the really good thing about this year is that all of us have formed really good bonds, because we've bonded over the fact that we all want the same thing. We want young people to achieve better, and I think that's why we're all getting along, and there's not been any like.
So you guys don't think that? You guys think, because what usually happens in a competitive spirit is you guys want to see the demise of somebody else, like how we can get how we can see that we can make ourselves better than this person. So there isn't much of that.
Well, it's not much. I don't think there is much this year.
What helped us a lot is that we went on an 8-week training course, went on a residential, we built a relationship. So to scrap that over something like this, rather than help each other to become a better person, to do better for the community, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, we're really selfish of us just to just take the young mayor role and not really care about anyone else.
Exactly. You said you were going to mention your manifestos in a bit, so I think now's the time.
Alright, so my first point is that I want to bridge the gap between the young mayor and young people in Tower Hamlets. So I want more of a personal relationship with young people, because not many people in Tower Hamlets actually know who the young mayor is or what they do. And secondly, I want to empower young people in local politics. So things like the youth council. So I just want to make these opportunities seem more available and that they can reach it. And thirdly, I want to broaden young people's career options. So I want to expand non-traditional, non-academic fields, so creative subjects and also sport.
Right, that's fine. So Hannah, at the moment, what kind of events would you do when you're young mayor? Because I think the current young mayor and previous young mayors have put on great events that put the community together, that create community cohesion. So what kind of events, if you became young mayor, would you want to advocate and you want to do?
Alright, so I said as my main first is to recognise hardworking young people in the community, because lucky enough for me, I got to go to the Mayor Awards, but there was only a handful of kids that got chosen, and I think that is not right. There are loads of kids working in the community, working hard in school, out of school, and they should be recognised and awarded for their achievement rather than swept up on the carpet or not recognised.
So you want to do more events for praising those people that have done academic excellence. But don't you think there's people that have achieved in other ways, they've won creativity awards, they've won dance awards? Don't you think these people like that should also be praised for their work?
Yeah, what I want to do is recognise hardworking people all over the fields. If it's for arts, if it's for dramas, for sciences, for histories, them working hard should get noticed, should get awarded. They should feel good, because if they're putting something in the community and don't get recognised, I think it's just not right.
Right. Okay. We're going to speak to Zah much today on our show. Okay. Zah, one of your main points that we spoke to Monso about was sports.
Yeah.
How are you going to influence the decision makers to make sports more using gym facilities more accessible? Because at the moment, I think what it is because of dangerous machinery. They say no, we're not going to let children under 16 or under 14 use our equipment. So how would you influence them to say it's not dangerous?
Well, I mean, some people can go to the gym if they're under 16. It's just that they need a doctor's note. But like when you're in school as well, you can go to the gym, and the reason why you can go to the gym, like for instance in a PE lesson, is because you're taught the safety equipment. So there should be courses before you start off, there should be courses which teach you how to proceed safely, because the people there as well, I guess they'd want more customers and more people to come in and use the facilities, and it would also promote them to other people.
So you're saying it will increase revenue for also the gym companies as well?
Yeah, so we can make partnerships with big companies.
I understand about it. The point is that many gyms will say it brings more problems to us, young people using our facilities, because we have to assess all the risks that may happen. That's the reason it's cheaper for us not to let them use it, and let them use it because we don't make that money. Because from the research I did, because I read your manifesto before, and I looked at why some gyms don't want young people to use them, and I realised it's because of mainly risk assessment. They look at how much money they're giving, and a lot of young people, if it's more than £2-3, they're not going to want to spend. So I think they think is that the main important thing is that giving young people a chance to use a gym should be minimised because of the fact it costs them money. So you want to make sure that cost is not a problem. We need to make sure young people are active.
You'd also have to look at how to resolve obesity in Tower Hamlets, because that's also really high in Tower Hamlets. So you have to look at from people's physical well-being as well.
Okay. We've got a call on the line, so we'll just take a call. Good evening, Assalamu alaikum caller.
Hello, walaikum assalam. Good evening. I think you're doing a brilliant show. It's making me feel very proud sat here watching these 4 inspirational, very young people talking about some brilliant positive ideas, and it's really good for me to see. I'm 33, so I grew up in a similar environment, a bit like Tower Hamlets in the West Midlands, and I think the gym idea is brilliant. So that lady there gets my thumbs up.
Yeah.
All 4 of these people are really wonderful. I've got a little question actually for whoever wants to answer it.
Great, go for it.
Okay, now you all obviously want youngsters to engage and become part of. Basically, my story is a bit similar. When I was a young teenager, I was a bit rebellious. I am a British Bangladeshi girl, and the only thing I managed to engage with was performing and creative stuff like music and mixing my own music and playing basketball. Unfortunately, I wasn't anything like how my parents wanted how they wanted me to be at the time. But you know what? Sometimes you have to live on the other side of the world just to get, the bigger picture. Now, my question is to all 4 actually. If you want youngsters to go along to the gym, or you want to motivate them to take more interest in sports and take things a bit more seriously, how are you going to get them to commit to it and actually achieve something at the end? If you're putting all the effort to put something together, and the reason I'm going to say this is because I went to school with a lot of idiots, and I'm going to name them idiots. I'm talking 17 years ago when I left school. Some of the people in my class were more academically more brighter than me, and half of them today are jobless. And I get to actually look at them and laugh about it because I've actually done all right for myself. At 33, I've bought 2 properties. I've got my own, I've got a successful career ahead of me, and I've got money saved in the bank, and I've travelled over Europe. So I've done all right considering I didn't do very well at school.
Yeah.
And somebody came. I was quite lucky that somebody came along. I want to share my story because somebody came along and said to me, "You're a really bright girl and you can do well, but you need to stop being so typical teenager." Now, here's a question: people living in Tower Hamlets, what active role are the parents playing in the youngsters? In the youngsters' lives to encourage them to take up sports and activities and go to the gym and focus better on academics and school subjects? There's a question for all of you. So.
Go for it. Who's gonna answer
So
it?
I think
you.
this question is like, it underestimates the motivation that young people could potentially have, because I think young people would happily jump up at all of these opportunities if it was easily made available to them. So my project is called Project Forte, and we focus on like non-academic, non-traditional fields, and it's kind of like a Saturday program that leads to an accreditation or a qualification, and it will like broaden up your career experiences and stuff. And I think that if you make these kind of programs available for young people, they will go for it, especially if it's free, and like if they think that they can do it, they will go for it. But the problem is that not enough of these opportunities are advertised. I'm not saying they're not available, but they're just not advertised, and that's why young people are resorting to all of these things, like not trying at school, is just because of that.
Yeah, I think we're doing, sisters watching, we're doing a show on Channel that's called 3G Boss. And this is actually a build-up show to that. 3G Boss is, like I mentioned, it's a reality task-based television show. And the whole point of it is to put young people through a rigorous 10-task process through 10 different businesses and see if and assess their leadership qualities, their teamwork skills, and various other skills. So I think parents do play a big part, because my parents, and I think many of your parents, did motivate you to stand for Young Mayor.
Yeah.
And I think it does. Young parents, they do promote their kids, and they do inspire them, and they do give them motivation. And I think what the point is, shows like this, even as a wider community, we try and give young people the boost that we can give them. Because I'm young myself, I'm only 16 years of age, and I think yeah, I'm only 16 years of age, and I think the point is that it's our parents and it's the community itself that motivated us to do shows and to work along the community. So I think it's not only the parents' blame, it's not the people's blame, but I think collectively, if everyone works together, something can be achieved. And I know you guys were shocked.
I didn't even notice.
Okay, Monsa, how would you work towards the community? What kind of community relations would you build as Young Mayor?
Well, obviously the main relationship to build is between the young people and the Young Mayor itself. So you would I would approach this by making sure that the Young Mayor is always there for the people. So one way to do that is making sure that he's always accessible, or she. Like I'm just saying. Yeah, so make sure that they're always accessible from the to the people. That could be via email contact, or the Young Mayor could always be like visiting places. So that could be just schools. They could be obviously hosting events, and that's a way they could be accessible. And that's how I feel the relationship should be between the young people and the Young Mayor.
Right. So, what kind of events are you planning to do through schools to promote that interlink community relations?
Well,
so people know about the Young Mayor and how they can get involved in the community.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I believe that. Well, if I am elected, I'll be making sure that there's a variety of events. So not just sport, as I mentioned before. I believe that there should be more careers-based events. So it could be even careers fairs. Like I know a lot of schools have careers fairs in their schools, and this helps a lot of young people gain knowledge about their future. But also, I believe that creative events should be present as well, like arts, drama, music. And there's also a whole other side, like sciences. Yeah. So if we try and unify this all together and make this one big event where it's all accessible, so it could be where all young people in Tower Hamlets all know where it is and all know how to get there. Great. And that's the best way to do that.
Great. Unfortunately, we have to go to a break. After the break, we will be talking to you about your project, and we're talking about stereotyping with Hannah. But unfortunately, we have to go for a short break. Please don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break. Thank you very much.